Hi there, it's Laurel. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I am absolutely giddy to be a guest over at the Ellen Hudson classroom. I'm doing some fun die cutting techniques, creative die cutting, and I've got some fall projects to show you today. And I'm using a lot of Faber-Castell Design Memory Crafts mediums like the glass glitter gel, the whip spackle, so make sure that you check out the products. I wanted to make one more project and actually film it for you today, featuring some Design Memory Crafts products and the same chevron stencil that I'm using here. It's by My Favorite Things, but not do a fall related project. I wanted to do something fun and bright, so that's what I'm going to share with you today. So be sure to check out the blog post and see the different ways that I used the stencil here. I used it as, I'm sorry, it's not a stencil, it's a die, and I'm using it as a stencil in this video, but I did some dry embossing with it. So there's some fun ways you can use your dies other than what they're intended for. So today I'm going to make this fun card, and what I did was die cut that chevron die by My Favorite Things onto some heavyweight black cardstock, and I'm actually using it as a stencil, as you can see here. Now if you have some really good stencil paper or transparency, you can actually make your own stencil and use it over and over again. Since this is some really thick black cardstock, I'm actually going to be able to use that die cut there for another project, and because it's black you can't see that I'm laying down some ink over the top, so I'm going to be able to get some use out of that even though I'm using it as a stencil for today. Now the two colors I'm laying down are peacock feathers, surprise, surprise, and picked raspberry. I love these two colors together. It's great for spring or a girl, just fun and cute. So I'm putting down some distress ink, and I chose distress ink for a couple of reasons. One, they blend beautifully together, and I'm also going to add a little bit of water. So I am working off of some watercolor paper by Tim Holtz there. So I'm going to go around the edges here real quickly with some of that pink, which is that picked raspberry. And then I'm going to squirt some regular water into my hand, and I'm going to flick it onto the paper because, as you know, distress inks are formulated to react with water. So I'm doing a couple of spritzes, and I'm just flicking away, no rhyme or reason. And then you're going to see the distress ink reacts to that water, and it leaves a really fun look. But we're going to go over the top of this with some glass glitter gel by Design Memory Crafts. Now this is, you put it on and apply it just like you would embossing paste. This is almost kind of gritty. It's, imagine some sand mixed in with some frosting, because that's what it kind of feels like. So I'm laying it on. I've got a really thick spatula there, or a palette knife. This is also by Design Memory Crafts, Faber-Castell. It's one of their toolkits. And I'm just spreading that down and putting on a very thin layer. Now I do encourage you to clean off your palette knife or whatever tool you're using as soon as possible before it dries. So now I'm going to show you how I created this banner here while the panel is drying. This is the Stitched Party banner by Lawn Fawn, and I've already die cut 3 of the dies from the set. The smaller party panel and then the heart in the circle. That is some purple distress inks. It's called Seedless Preserves, and I squirted some water. And again, that's all watercolor paper as well. And I'm going to go in and just kind of create a little watercolor look here. That's some peacock feathers. I'm smushed that down onto my Tim Holtz craft sheet and then spritz that with water. You can do some perfect pearls if you wanted to add some shine as well. So once that's dry over there on the top, I decided that I wanted that heart to almost be like a balloon. So with a balloon, you kind of need a tail. You need some string. So I've got some twine there, and I am just going to give the little balloon that we've created, we're going to turn that heart into, a little tail. So I put some adhesive down, a little strip of adhesive, and I'm just going to layer up some twine on the back there. Now I decided that I needed it all to kind of flow like a balloon, so it almost needed to be knotted up at the top. So I'll show you how I cheated there. I've got some washi tape. I'm going to kind of twist that around until it forms a knot, and then I'm going to put some washi tape over the top of the twine there, and then it's all knotted behind the heart there, so nobody will ever see all that. So that's my way of cheating, whatever works, right? Now this is a stamp set by Mama Elephant. It's called Hello, and I'm going to use the stamp set. There's 2 sentiments I'm going to use. It's called I Heart You Madly. I'm going to be doing some creative masking here because I don't want that full sentiment on the second panel there, and you'll see me in just a minute. I'm going to pick it up with a block, and then I'm going to line it up and pick the second sentiment up with a block. Then I'm going to take some washi tape or masking tape, whatever you've got, and I'm going to mask off the word that I don't want. Then I'm going to ink it up with some Versamark Onyx Black, this is VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which I love this ink. It's crisp and dark and just great. And then I've got my sentiment that I want. So you can kind of stretch your sentiments however you want to. Just do some creative masking if you want to use them in different ways and to stretch them more. This is a little circle die cut there. I went ahead and applied a bunch of adhesive on the back there because it is a watercolored panel. And then I'm going to take that balloon there and I'm going to pop it up with some foam dimension. Because I got to have a popped up balloon, you know what I'm saying? And that's some Scotch double-sided tape. It's fantastic. And I love it because you can tear it apart with your fingers. You don't have to grab scissors and cut them like you do with some of the dimensional tapes out there on the market. So now that I've got my balloon all popped up, and I'm all happy with it, I'm going to trim down that tail just a little bit. And I added a bow, a pink bow. Now, if you know me at all, I will never tie a bow on camera because I stink at it. I'm just no good at it. So I did that off camera. You're welcome. So this is how I kind of trick with getting my twine there. I've got a piece of painter's tape there. And I taped off one end on the back, and then when I'm done, I'm going to tape off the other end. Nobody's ever going to see that. That's really thick watercolor paper. And then I've got my little twine up there at the top. So now this is it, all nice and dry. It is so cool and sparkly, and I wish I could capture it better on camera. It doesn't come off on your fingers. It's so stinking pretty and sparkly, and you can still see all the detail of the Distress Inked stencil that we use there. It's just really pretty. I love this product. Now I'm going to pop up the panel there with some dimensions, so I wanted to show you how it looked flat. This is not going to require any extra postage either. I'm very, very, very cheap, just so you know. So I always... Yeah, I won't even say any more there. So I'm putting a bunch of adhesive, way more than I need, but because I really did a lot with that card panel there, I didn't want it to warp, so I've got a lot of adhesive down there. So I'm going to mount that onto a white top folding card. And now it's time to finish it off. I'm going to, again, put some adhesive on the back of that little panel there, our dimensional tape there, and pop that sucker up, and then we're almost done. I just love this tape. I love it. Can you imagine what my workspace looks like on outside the camera frame here? I'm just flicking everything all over the place. That's pretty funny. So now I decided to angle it just a little bit, just for some added fun. And we're just about done. So lots of color, lots of texture, lots of dimension. I really, really and truly enjoy this card. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of coats of this Wink of Stella glitter pen, which I love, 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 love. And hopefully you can see that on camera. You can see the sparkle. You can see the shine. I decided to do a little double hit of it. Oh my gosh, you saw my head. Sorry about that. So I'm going to add some more Wink of Stella, making sure it's coming out, which it was. And there you go. That's my finished card. Lots of texture, lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed. And thanks so much for stopping by today. I'm so honored to be part of the Ellen Hudson classroom. I can't begin to tell you how much of an honor that is. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.